Drunk from the cross, took a pause, holding my balls. Said to myself, I'm coming for y'all. Sayakazi, code name Say So, cause the Lord said so. The hood father, been in the struggle since last year got lost. Since the first black star, arm, leg, arm, head. Walked in the mass shit, everybody looking like I thought you was dead. I'm like, no, I went to take the crown off the devil's head. Make false prophets pay the profit, and what you do is what you do. Say so, can't knock it. Snake ass niggas, get your hands out my pocket. Best believe I can bring colors to the hood like rocket. Once the Lord start, who gonna stop it? And will a black God rise? Wipe the tears from the lost children's eyes. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding that get you almighty ride. I is he and he is I. Will a black God rise? Wipe the tears from the lost children's eyes. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding give you the almighty ride. I is he and he is I. And money told me the keys to getting paid. And if your homies don't got eggs for the cake, tell them pump they brakes. OG code, get found in a dirty leg, a message from a dirty face. It's the little things make you put a gun to a sleeper face. You thought I was an angel, now you see my dirty face. Love, what about love? Just give me your 38 snub in the latex gloves. I got something for you fake dudes claiming thugs. Just because you see me in the mad shit, don't get it fucked up. Catch me on a stress day, might get poked up or shot up. I got issues, West Indy all in my tissue. Ways with tough love, the hood never shows Say So love. Only 5 cent fish and 50 cent hugs. Broccoli and rice, been a family grub. So play bully, best believe bully gets slugs. Will a black God rise? Wipe the tears from the lost children's eyes. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding give you the almighty ride. I is he and he is I. Will a black God rise? Wipe the tears from the lost children's eyes. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding give you the almighty ride. I is he and he is I. Yeah, the knowledge, man. Fuck y'all talk. Drop them Jews. Go the fuck back to school. It's hip hop. You know what I mean? Got these young boys out here. Shit is fake. Welcome to reality. Science say so, nigga.
So, toxoplasma at this time basically is controlling a lot of the mindset of people. A lot. And you can see it in people's eyes. You can see the way people's eyes move and the way they talk. And the subjects, people talk like in little loops. And it's almost like they're just mimicking. And have B, so you heard about such and such, have you? And it's this thing. And it's getting more and more. But some of us see it. We can hear it. I am saying that we have to now choose a new path because the old rhythm is not working anymore. We're in a new space. We have ways that we can break the spell. You have to become a spell breaker. You got to become a sorcerer and start tapping into source energy. That's what we're at that point where we got to step out of the circle that we were in. Even though it was cool, some of those circles ain't going nowhere. You got to look at the people you around, who you're attracted, who you with. If you're in a relationship, right, which is a boat, right, when you got a contract and a ship, a relationship has a contract. And once you begin to step outside of that ship, they want to throw you off the ship. But your ship, your own person, your own vehicle, you got to be careful because you got to make sure you're the captain. That means you need to know who your crew is. Your crew is your organs, your cells, your organelles, your subatomic particles, everything about you, your friendly bacteria, your hair, your skin, everything about you is your vehicle. Now, you've probably got some pirates that want to be captain one day. I remember I was watching one of those Captain Kirks in Star Trek, and Captain Kirk got on this elevator with this guy. He says, "You're feeling good?" The guy says, "Yes, sir." He says, "You want to be captain one day, huh?" He says, "Yes, sir." Captain Kirk slaps him to the ground. And he says, "Not on my ship." I'm like, "Oh, this is some cold stuff, man." Slapped him. He lifted up and slapped him down. The dude's on the ground. The music goes, "Duh, not on my ship." This is some deep stuff, man. What's on your ship? Do you have cargo? You think you got a cruise boat, but you got a cargo ship. With oil leaking barrels and junk in it. You don't even know what's on your ship until you do the dark work, the endarkenment. Go in and find yourself in silence and detoxify yourself from these parasites. Toxoplasma is not going to leave because you eating raw.
That was going to be my first question. People automatically think you're talking about meat eaters. They automatically think the vegans are off the hook. Doc, I'm a vegan, and them niggas, they eat pizza, chicken and pork and beef. They the ones that got to worry about it, but the vegans are susceptible too, huh?
Well, there's a parasite called Necator americana. It's the flesh-eating bacteria. It's a necrotizing, right, fasciitis. It eats tissue. It necrotizes, which means it rips. It's in meat. Flesh-eating bacteria. And it could be dormant for years until you go through some sort of trauma. You see what I'm saying? Which could be, you eat some flakes of corn for breakfast. And they were sprayed with some atrazine, which, anyway. So, yes, there are certain illnesses that you could obtain from the eating of flesh. In fact, let me say this really quickly. A lot of the illnesses or diseases, parasites, and other little bugs, being very careful and being mindful of what you said, little bugs, are basically zoonotic. Zoonotic means that they are passing from animals to people. Now, you don't have to eat them. You can be living with them. I'm going to just leave that. I don't want to, set your audience too much. Just breathe, stay focused. But there are parasitic beings that live everywhere. On that doorknob you're about to touch. That elevator button. That hug you just gave to that person. You just, then you're going to do the black hug. Well, hug them 3 times on each cheek. You're passing parasites. They're everywhere. There's some in the air. They're on particles of dust. They're in your rug. There are all kinds of beings. This thing is teeming with life that man does not understand, overstand, or understand until he begins to exostand, which means stand outside of your ego and look in. So if you live on the planet, you're going to get parasites. Parasites are like garbage pickers. They eat garbage. They digest things. They break things down. And if you had a few of them, it wouldn't be an issue. The issue comes is when you are overpopulated with parasites. Or you have the ones that live in your brain, that control your brain, and certain ones in the gut. And a lot of people talk about parasites. They say, well, I'm not worried. I do a parasite cleanse. I take, black walnut and black seed oil and, olive leaf extract. And they got all these things that they do. Diatomaceous earth. They work very well in the digestive tract. Those things don't go through the entire system that deals with what we call systemic parasites. There are certain parasites that live in the heart. Certain parasites that live in the liver, the kidneys. There's one that lives in the pancreas. The pancreatic flukeworm. There's people with diabetes, right? Taking medicine, taking shots every day, and nobody has dealt with that parasite living in that pancreas. So you tell me how your black walnut hulls and your cloves, huh? The stuff that you were told, wormwood. How does it get to that organ? I want to see it. Show it to me scientifically. That's why I say I like studying science. I need to see it actually happen in the lab. Or, have the lab reports brought to me. Which I act like I'm reading. But I actually know. Sometimes you got to act like you're reading the reports. But you get a feeling. The real report is within you. When you realize that some of these things were created through biological warfare. It's in the environment. They drop stuff in different war zones, right? They drop this germ warfare, biological weapons. Here's something for y'all to look up. The Military Review, November 1970. This is a publication. The Military Review, November 1970. Ethnic weapons. Race-specific biological weapons. I'm going to say it one more time. Military Review publication, November 1970, ethnic weapons, race-specific biological weapons. Huh? Do you know what that means? Did we just say that these are ethno-specific parasites? Do you mean there's certain bugs that they can put on in certain areas and it only causes a problem in certain groups of people? This has all been developed. This is germ warfare. There's certain things in certain foods, even your vegetables. So we have this ego that says, well, I eat perfect and I've been eating perfect for 20 years and I haven't touched meat and milk and dairy for blah, 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 blah. And they got this thing. They're moving like this. I said, oh, you got parasites. No, what you mean? I don't have no parasites, Dr. B. The forehead starts wrinkling. They start moving. Their eyes get this little thing. Their pupils get tight. You got parasites. No, I don't. Well, why are you fighting with me? What is the war? I didn't say, you came to me talking this talk. That you on the radio talking all that. Oh, you really got parasites. Because you're angry. Why are you so angry all the time? Why are you hating on everything? And your way is the only way. This is very religious. You know what I'm saying? You become like, you're going door to door, making people, talking about their food, the way they live. That's parasitic. And that's a symptom of something controlling your mindset instead of walking in love and peace and harmony with all things and becoming a part of the environment and living and opening up a vortex of love, peace, and harmony. No matter who the people are, what they're doing, most of the time it's none of your business. And if you're minding other people's business too much, you are the parasite or you're full of parasites. It has nothing to do with how you live. It has to do with how you act. My point here is people feel like because they live a certain way, they're protected from this. You are not protected from ethno-specific parasites that they use for germ warfare. Dick Gregory was telling me about a housing project in St. Louis. They needed the people to move, and nobody would move. And they wanted to take over and build some big whatever, and he said they sprayed something from a helicopter over the housing project. And everybody in that project within 6 months was dead or very sick. You don't think they have this technology? So you feel like, if you was eating your organic whatever, that you wouldn't be affected by this? It's everybody. Let me tell you another thing. Go back to toxoplasma. We're going to keep going back to toxoplasma. There was an article. You can find it right now. They found out that toxoplasma makes people talk, feel, and smell and look attractive. You can look it up. Look up toxoplasma and attraction. It makes beings, people, animals mate with something that they normally would not mate with because it needs to travel from one person to another.